Previously on the Pens and Pixels video show. Jay talks about burnout. Jay also talks about making a game somehow. And now, the continuation of our story. It's almost as though I'm still burned out and still not making games, but I kinda made a bit of a game whilst I wasn't so burned out, so I have stuff to talk about until I feel like getting back to it? I don't know. All I do know is, hi, I'm Jay, and I make games with my Pens and Pixels. So I don't know about anyone else. When it comes to making a game, I really need to be inspired. If I'm not inspired in the game, I kind of end up making half a prototype. It's square thread in Squaresville, and it plays okay, and that's it. I lose interest. I really have to be hyper fixated on a game to sort of get into actually making it, otherwise it's going to go nowhere. So, what inspires me? I've said in a previous video that I'm burned out, I don't want to make games, so I'm just going to play a whole bunch of games and see what inspires me. I also described Bubble Bobble. The mighty Bubble Bobble will solve all your problems. I can play things like that and think, oh, hey, wouldn't this be great? Me making this. But that's not the only thing that inspires me, otherwise I will be making Bubble Bobble again, and that would be a bad thing because Bubble Bobble exists already. So, how do I use this to get inspired? Well, I don't know if anyone's going to tell you this little secret, but if you're playing games for research as a game developer, don't just play the good games. I'm not saying to hunt out all the bad games and think, oh yeah, this bad game really is bad, I should make a game like this because that would somehow be good. But play the games that are kinda okay, lacking a bit. That's the key. Because when I play a game and I think, oh yeah, this game would be better with X mechanic, you know what that is? That's a thing. That's a thing I can do. That's a thing I should do. And sometimes that's the thing I do. When I made Neo, Near Earth Objects, I was playing a lot of asteroids and sort of thought, wouldn't this be great if it was all kind of neon and had Tempest 2000's power-up system? When I made Apocabricks, it was because, well, I don't really like Breakout style games, although they do get kind of fun when it's multi-ball. So what if they're multi-ball all the time? That would be great. And so on and so forth. And if you play a lot of old games, sometimes they hadn't quite figured things out, and that does actually leave room for improvement. And you? Yeah, you can improve them. I believe in you. You got this. And I think it's a good way to get inspired for games if you have no ideas. And this could apply to people like pixel artists or musicians or whatever who also make their own games, but have no original ideas. We aren't all going to make Vampire Survivors or Minecraft or whatever the next big thing is. Sometimes a game is just a good thing that sort of improves on what came out before it. Look at indie darling Celeste. I mean, that is a culmination of Maddie Thorson's previous work with the Jumper series, plus things that were established in games like I Wanna Be the Guy and Super Meat Boy, to name a few. And it's Celeste. Nobody will shut up about Celeste. You can't make a platform game without people saying, is this as good as Celeste? Does this have the things that Celeste does? Not bad for something almost totally unoriginal. So, it doesn't matter if you make the next new thing. You can just make a good thing. And you do this by playing older games. Games that maybe aren't so good, and thinking, hey, I could improve this. I could do things. And doing them. I mean, it's not quite as simple as that. I could say play Sonic the Hedgehog and think, you know what? This would be so much better game if it had a better scoring system. Mileage may vary on that one. I like scoring systems. But would that justify an entire game? I don't think so. That's more of a ROM hack territory, and honestly I don't know enough about that area to actually do it. But something like basing an entire game around tight time limits instead of getting rid of them, throwing out the baby with the bathwater as a lot of developers seem to, sure, that's doable. And I did it. So what you've got to do is have a bit of an idea generation session and think, is this the kind of thing that would benefit an entire game? And who knows, if you have an idea like, wouldn't an RPG be better if you could just like talk with people and flirt with them instead of beating them up or something? You might make the new Undertale or whatever. I mean, don't make the new Undertale. Undertale exists, but that was Toby Fox playing the Earthbound series and thinking, hey, this is neat, but I could improve it if I do this. It's not the only game in town. It's not the only way to generate ideas. But if you're in a pinch, if you really need an idea, and your idea dealer down the street is sort of busy with the police or something for dealing too many ideas, illegal, then maybe this is a thing you can do. I don't know. But this sure has been a video for you. And what I'm going to do is slap a clickbait title on it and probably a thumbnail to match, and hope the algorithm does its thing. And in the meantime, hopefully this video will be useful to you. And hopefully it will be useful to me in the future when I don't know what I'm going to make, I have no ideas, and I watch this and I think, oh yeah, that's what I do. I play things and then think, how could I improve that? How could I make it more of the kind of game I want to make? And then I ride off into the sunset in my tour bus full of groupies, being the rock star that I am. Obviously. So to help me become a rock star, please do the following: like this video, tag the notification bell if it's not already done, subscribe, and just be an absolute rock star yourself. Peace out, enjoy life.